Hello, I would like to tell you my story about when I started with plexus and why I started. So my health journey kind of begins before I can actually even remember. As long as I can remember, I've really struggled with energy and a lack of energy. I can't remember how far back I had been needing daily naps. And back into my teens, I know I slept whenever I possibly could. Even though I would get good night's sleeps, I just was always exhausted, always in the afternoon. By the afternoon, I was completely tired. So into my married life, and when I had kids, the same thing just continued. And I can't count how many times my family went out without me so that I could go and have a nap by myself in the afternoons. And I was missing out on family time and missing out on activities and fun. And I would be not as fun because even when I was home, I would just be so exhausted that I didn't have the energy to get on the floor and play with the kids or get outside and jump on the trampoline or that sort of thing. So I really feel like I have been letting my family down. In April of this year, we got the news that Justice's cancer had returned, and my whole world crumbled down around me. And for the next 4 months, the next 4 months was spent down at Children's Hospital in Ronald McDonald House, and things sort of came into a little bit clearer perspective, and I realized that I have to make a change because I want to be the kind of mother that does stuff with my kids. And I want my kids to look back at their childhood and think, wow, we had fun. We had some really special times with mom and dad. And they had special times with dad, but not as many with me because I was always so tired. And with his cancer returning, I really got impressed that I needed to really focus on my immune system as well. Anytime that I would get, or the kids would get sick, or there would be colds around, I would get them all the time. And right now it's really important that Justice doesn't get sick. And so I needed to make a change. I needed to focus on my health. So my friend Mel, she had told me that she was trying out these products for her own health and wellness, and she had mentioned that more energy was one of the things that these products can help with, along with improved immune system. And so about a month, maybe 2 months into being down in Vancouver with Justice, I finally decided, yes, I'm going to make the decision to try these products out because something's got to give here. And I did. Shortly after I signed up, I went online and watched a web event where about 4 different ladies talked about their plexus testimonies and talked about what it had done for them and how it was helping them. And that was a real prolific event in my plexus journey because I found out so much more about what good gut health can do. And so one of the ladies was talking about headaches and how it had relieved her headaches. Well, I struggled with headaches 3 and 4 times a week, often related to stress, but it was something that was just a constant thing that I really struggled with. And again, it would send me to my bed and I would be away from my family until the pills kicked in, and I was constantly taking ibuprofen for these headaches. Another thing that the ladies talked about was brain fog, and how, when you go into the kitchen and you go to make yourself a cup of tea, I would do this over and over again. I go boil the water and leave, completely forget about it, come back a half an hour later, go to boil the water again, leave, forget about it. And I'd go the whole day without drinking a cup of tea because I just kept boiling the water over and over again. Another thing that they mentioned was PMS symptoms. Well, let me tell you, once a month, my world falls apart and I slip into a ridiculous depression and think that everybody hates me, everybody's against me, get so frustrated at the littlest things. My PMS symptoms were terrible. And so I began to realize, oh man, there's hope for this as well, some relief from these symptoms. Patience and mood is another huge thing that's gut related that these ladies were talking about. And I thought, oh, I need to be a more patient mother. I need to be able, especially with homeschooling, be able to do it really, really well. I really want to parent with integrity and also teach my kids with patience and, you know, just be a good mom. Who doesn't want to be a good mom? And I found that I was always, you know, snapping at ridiculous little things that really mean absolutely nothing. One big thing that the ladies, sugar cravings. Man, I tell ya, Jeremy could not come down and visit me in Vancouver without bringing me a donut. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was like this need, this desire to have this sugar. And it was just so addicting. And so I would get these cravings for this sugar, and I soon realized that it's blood sugar related, and there's a help and hope for that as well. One of the really biggest things that that kind of struck me when I watched these ladies is they would talk about anxiety and how good gut health is related to decreased anxiety. And I really struggle with crippling claustrophobia. It's gotten so much worse over the past few years, to the point where I won't get into somebody's vehicle if I don't trust that the vehicle is working up to snuff. I figure, oh, it's going to lock me in. I don't like going into rooms that I don't trust. Public bathrooms I'll never use because they could lock me in. Or I'll use the public bathroom if the doorknob looks good, and I'll get a kid to stand outside so I don't have to lock it. Like, it's just ridiculous. Public transport, nope, can't do that. And of course, no airplanes and no elevators. Being down here in Vancouver and having to go to the 8th floor every day for chemo is quite the workout. But I would do it every single day because there's just no way I could get into that elevator. And so when I was learning about anxiety and how it can be alleviated with good gut health, I started to have a little bit of hope that maybe my claustrophobia could get improved. So I started taking the products. 2 weeks into the products, I noticed, hey, wait a second, Jeremy can come down and I'm not screaming at him for my donut. 1 month into the taking the products, I realized that I'm not getting headaches anymore, and this is amazing. 2 months into the products, the kids ended up getting sick. And then Jeremy ended up getting sick, and I had this household of sickness all around me. And I'm not going to stop kissing my kids goodnight. I'm not going to stop hugging them, hugging my husband. And so in the past, it's absolutely inevitable. If there's a sickness in the house, I've got it. And I did not get that sickness, which is unheard of. The other thing is in a trip to Vancouver, we're in the clinic room, and the door clicks shut, and it actually locked shut. And in the past, it had happened about a month prior to that. I almost yelled at our oncologist on the other side of the door, "Don't touch the door!" as I'm frantically fiddling with the latch. And how embarrassing to yell at our oncologist. But you just are so gripped with fear and that nothing else matters. You just have to get out of there. So, so this happened again about, a month later. So 2 months into me taking the products, and got locked in that door again, or locked in the little room again. And well, it's not even a little room, and it's a massive glass door. I can see out, but it's just the mind. You can't tell the mind that. Anyways, so the nurse is on the other side trying to get in, and instead of me frantically racing to the door and jimmying it until it breaks open, I watched her, and I was calm, and I even chuckled a little that, she was fiddling with it. And of course, after a few seconds, the latch gave and she was able to open the door, but I did not freak out. I was nervous, absolutely, but I did not freak out. And that's just like, unheard of. So that's 2 months in. I am now 3 months into taking the products. Still have not gotten sick, even though there's sickness all around. It's cold and flu season, and there's lots of sickness all around. So I haven't gotten sick. I've noticed a huge improvement in my energy. Do I still nap? Yep, occasionally I do still nap. I still have a little ways to go, or a long ways to go with my energy, but there is an absolute improvement in it. I am more active with my kids. I do get outside now. I do start playing. It's not, I don't try to make excuses like, it's too cold to go outside. I do it, and I make the most out of each day. Because I have the energy, and because this is what I'm here for. I'm here to be a good mom to my kids, and I want to be a good mom to my kids. And my headaches have still been wonderfully drastically improved. Around that time of month, I still do get a couple of headaches, absolutely. I expect that to get cleared up because of the huge improvement that there has been so far. Sleep, I got to the point where when I would wake up in the middle of the night, I'd have to get up and go pee. When I got back, my brain would just start racing, and I would be not able to kind of get back to sleep. And I would then put a show on my phone and have to watch a show, and sometimes one show turned into 2 shows if I just wasn't able to fall back asleep. And then I would just be wrecked the next day. And so I'm at the point now where if I get up to pee in the middle of the night, I can go back to sleep, and I can wake up in the morning rested and ready for the day. And that is so wonderful, because how I start my day really makes a huge impact on how my day will go. I am 3 months into the journey. It is not a short-term fix, a quick fix. It is a long-term gain, and I'm looking at the long term. I'm not about to stop taking the products. I want to continue to take them. There still is a lot of good that they are going to be doing in my body, and I'm really excited about where I will get to. So I have a question that I would like to ask, and just put your answer in the comments below, and from that you will be entered into winning a little something. So my question for you guys is, what most excites you about how your health could change when you start taking these products? What most excites you? So put your answer down below, get entered to win the lovely prizes, and good luck, everybody.